Okay, the fourth one that I gave you for review, I looked at and I'm looking and trying to decide which side I want to start with. I mean, there's some things I could do with this, like trying to get this down to one term by multiplying by the conjugate, 1 plus sign, but I think I'd start over here because I have this whole thing squared. So I'm going to start with that side. I'm going to square both sides, or I'm going to FOIL it out, I should say. Square that binomial. So I'm going to get secant squared. I'm going to get 2 secant tangents, and then I'm going to get tangent squared. Now you could try to put that in terms of sine and cosine first and then FOIL. I think it's easier if you just FOIL it first. Then I'd probably put everything in terms of sine and cosine. So this is 1 over cosine squared. This is 2 times 1 over cosine times sine over cosine. And this is sine squared over cosine squared. Okay, so that's kind of getting everything in terms of sine and cosine. So now I see that I have cosine squareds. Remember, this is 2 over 1. So I have cosine squares on the bottom. I can add my fractions together. So I have 1 plus 2 sine theta plus sine squared theta all over cosine squared. Okay, so what am I trying to get to? I'm trying to get to some things with sine. So again, when I look at this, I'm thinking cosine squared. Let's replace that. Let's replace that with 1 minus sine squared. Because now I can factor the numerator and I can factor the denominator. The numerator factors into 1 plus sine squared. It's 1 plus sine times 1 plus sine. Denominator is a difference of squares. It factors into 1 minus sine times 1 plus sine. So one of the 1 plus signs cancel out. So I'm left with 1 plus sine on top. In the numerator, 1 minus the sine. So again, thinking about what I did is I first FOILed this out with secants and tangents, put everything in terms of sine and cosine. I noticed then I had like denominators, so I just had to add the numerators together. The numerator factors into 1 plus sine times 1 plus sine, or 1 plus sine squared. The denominator was cosine squared, so if I put it in terms of 1 minus sine squared, now I can factor that as the difference of squares, 1 minus sine times 1 plus sine. The 1 plus signs, one of them will cancel out, and I'm left with what I needed. That was kind of a short one.